the bartender, give me a drink. I want a cold wet glass with bubbles in it. And that doesn't mean I can handle anything stronger now. Just think how we do I'll have a pint of lager, please, and a pack of play keys.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Ariel's Nurbex. As you can probably tell from the title of the video and the thumbnail, we're not doing abandons today, but we are doing a 2 pints tour of Runcorn. I wanted to show you guys the locations of the way they were and the way they are now. So let's start off with the first one. So this was probably the most iconic building within 2 pints. This was what was known as the Archer. This is the pub where they all used to drink. And there are many famous scenes filmed here. For example, the Halloween special, in which Janet got pulled through those doors there with the 88. There was also the demonic sheep in that window up there, which Gaz saw, because obviously he's terrified of sheep. There's also the scene in which Johnny and Gaz find the beer barrel and they run across up here. So it was never actually officially known, well, it wasn't known as the Archer, it was actually the Waterloo, and it was a staple of Runcorn for many, many years. But now it is a Buddhist temple, and they've done really well with it. And they do a lot for the community as well. So as you can see, Wat Phra Singh UK. So they've also added on this little side building here. I'm not sure what that is going to be, but it is really nice. But the most iconic thing that they've done with the place is they've made this beautiful garden. And as you can tell there by the golden statue, they have done a lot with the place. They've made it really nice. So let's get a little bit closer and show you this, shall we? Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So this is a place for reflection and relaxation. As you can tell, the bench there. And there is another image of the iconic Archer / Waterloo. So just as a little side note guys, I noticed this earlier and I've never noticed it before, but the Waterloo sign there is what used to be on the pub. So it's nice that they've kept that even though the business has changed hands. It's nice to keep a bit of history there. So I did say that we're not going to do any abandons today. I did tell a little bit of a lie. So this is the Bank Chambers and it's been a staple of Runcorn for many, many years. And it was also the scene of the famous Stop Thinking and Start Drinking dance in the musical. So yeah, they were all here dancing away, living the best lives, creating a scene that all of us love and remember. So yeah, unfortunately this has fallen victim to abandonment. It's been closed now for a good couple of years, which is a shame. I've actually tried to get in there myself, but I'm unable to. So yeah, once was a hustling bustling nightclub, had many good nights in here, but unfortunately it is no more. So let's see how it went down in 2 pints.
Oi, come on!
What's going on? I'm in love.
Janet, what's happening?
I don't know, it's brilliant.
Shall we dance?
Oh, look.
When the pubs are shut and the taxi queue is long, when your brain is mashed and your legs are working wrong, when you haven't pulled, or even if you have,
when you've been to Abdul's and he spat on your kebab.
start thinking, start drinking. Don't worry what your parents said, fill your mind with fear instead. Start thinking, start drinking. Don't worry what your doctors say, the liver's ruined anyway.
So yeah, there's the beauty, absolute beauty. Now, as you can see, as we get a little bit closer, the Chambers sign just above the door. I actually got thrown out of here once. One of the security guys was a brother to a girl I'd dated, and it didn't end well. I tried to talk to him, and unfortunately he booted me out. But yeah, the phone box there. And if I remember rightly, it was Johnny or Gaz. There was a little thing here that they jumped off when they were doing the dance. Yeah, unfortunately it's abandoned with no access as well, which makes it even worse because we all know I love an abandoned. So in the scene where they're doing the musical, And Gaz says, when you've been to Abdul's and he spat on your kebab. So another thing that's abandoned, which was partly in the show. It wasn't a staple by any stretch, but it was partly in the show. So when he mentions Abdul's, it was in fact Miami Pizza, which is over here and also abandoned. You can see a little bit of the sign there, just up there. But yeah, so you can see how close proximity it was between Miami Pizza there and the bank chambers just over there. So just here under the arches is where Gaz's garage was. This has changed a lot. It used to be called Brindley Motors or Brindley Tyres or something like that. Now Dukesfield Tyres. Oh, in fact, no, tell a lie. In the show, it was called Brindley's Autos, and here it's Dukesfield Tyres. But over here is where the beginning of the biscuit wrap started. So that's the garage in which Gaz worked in. There was remnants of a door to the right hand side, which is no longer there anymore. So yeah, just there is where the door was, and the garage there was where Gaz worked. And that's the view of the road underneath the Mersey Railway Bridge.
Up for it tonight, pal? I'm well up for it. Mad for it, lad?
I'm not. Can't we just go home?
Why?
Well, I've been on my feet all day and I've not had my regulation biscuit ration.
Hey?
I need biscuits every day, else I get all moody. My blood sugar levels are extremely complex. I've not had my RDA of biscuity goodness today.
Jesus, Johnny, you really need a woman.
I do not.
I can tell you get some action between the sheets, you won't need so many sweets.
My biscuits are not sweets, you fool. My snacks aren't whack, they're hyper cool.
You need a girl, just let it slide.
No way, Gaz, I've got my pride.
OK, Johnny, convince me why you need your biscuits and make it rhyme.
At the bottom of Western Point lies a street called Clark's Terrace. Now, you probably won't have heard of this street, but you will have seen it, because this is the street where Johnny and Janet lived on. There's a couple of really old cars there as well. That's irrelevant anyway, but let's get on to this street and show you the house in which the exterior was filmed. Obviously the interior, as with every interior scene basically in 2 Pints, it was all filmed in a studio. Whereas this was the exterior of the house. I think, if I remember rightly, it's number 9 or number 8, one of the two. I think it might be this one, number 8. I don't know. But what I do remember, yeah, it could be that one. What I do remember is the iconic scene with Johnny in the ice cream van after he's been shot and the van backfires and he jumps from the door over to the floor and yells, "Police sniper!" which is pretty funny. And yeah, down there's the rest of the street and the iconic houses. So I believe that Susan Nixon, the creator of 2 Pints, had something to do with this. Maybe she lived down here, something like that. But yeah, this is the street in which Johnny's house was. Let's just take another look back. So we go back there. Doesn't look much, but it was the scene from many a good episode. There was a lot of scenes as well where they filmed outside. I think Johnny and Gaz ran down that road at some point in one of the episodes. Can't recall which episode, but I'm sure it happened. So, just been speaking to a neighbour who actually turns out to be someone that I work with, funnily enough. I didn't know she lived down here, but yes, that is the house, number 9 right there. So they did confirm it. They were telling me stories about how they've had drinks with Will Mellor and Ralph Little. And I'm also going to check out just down this side street here, because there's a few scenes that they told me about which were filmed here. So yeah, that was definitely it, number 9. So that would have been the police sniper bit there, jumping on that pavement. It's incredible. So let's go around the corner and check that out.
Look, I'm outside. Police sniper!
So, down here is where I was told that Will Mellor is running in his boxer shorts, runs down there and out onto that bit. There's also a bit where Johnny's driving an Escort and he drives into there and he nearly crashed into that box. So yeah, down to the left hand side here, in the musical episode with the chair and Janet singing, This was just down here to the left apparently. So let's have a look at that, shall we? Right, oh yeah, you can actually, yeah, you can make it out. So just down there it was. Incredible. On to the next location. So this is Halton Castle. This was very prominent in the series. It was in the beginning credits, in which the girls were sat down against that wall over there and guys came up and sprayed them with beer. Another famous scene was the tragic shooting of Johnny. Now if you remember correctly, there were police everywhere, there were snipers on top of the castle, there was a helicopter, and he turned around and goes, "Oh, helicopter sex, oh, you dirty bitch." But yeah, that was here, and there was a bench once upon a time, but that was only ever for the series. It wasn't real bench. So the bench was around there somewhere, and to the side of it, Johnny was stood there, and the police in the helicopter said to him, "Johnny, put the gun down, we can see it in your pocket." And Johnny turns around and says, "It's not a gun, it's just a crunchy."
No! Get out!
Hey, get off me, bird!
Get off me! No! Johnny!
This is the police! Put your weapons down and your hands up! Put the gun down, Mr. Keogh! We can see it in your pocket!
You got a gun! This is just a crunchy!
So as I just mentioned then, this would have been where the girls were sat when they got sprayed by gas. And then as we look out over the Mersey, see what a beautiful town Runcorn really is. It doesn't get enough credit. Absolutely beautiful. Across there you can see Liverpool if I get past these trees. Just over there through the gap, that is Liverpool down there on the Runcorn Bridge, which again is iconic in 2 Pints. And down there to the right hand side is Manchester. Yeah, this is Halton Castle. What an absolutely beautiful location. And as I mentioned about the shooting of Johnny, Janice came pedalling up on a bike down this, well, up this road towards the castle pub. She was trying to warn him that the police were coming for him, and he had absolutely no idea what was about to unfold. I wanted to end the video on the most iconic location in Runcorn, which is the Runcorn Bridge. Doesn't get better than that. So I wanted to say thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. And if you're on mobile, if you hype it, I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like me to do a second part with other locations I may have missed in this one, please let me know in the comments. Please also let me know what your favourite episode was, your favourite moment, and overall just how much you enjoyed 2 Pints as much as I do. Being from Runcorn myself, I love Runcorn and I love 2 Pints, so this kind of went hand in hand. So thanks again for watching and take care.